जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा थैंक यू
Mataji, if you can continue for a few more minutes, that will be nice, because Radha Pankaj Prabhu may take a few more minutes to join.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, Mataji.
Thank you so
Many
much.
thanks. Thank you so much. It was
Thank
very.
you.
So we have His Grace Radhapad Pankaj Prabhu with us today. And actually, Prabhu had some medical appointment which came a kind of in an unexpected manner. So that's why there was this minor delay. But I'm sure Prabhu has wrapped it up very quickly to be able to give more of his time to us today. So, Prabhu, we just finished chanting Jai Radha Madhava and Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan. So, if you wish, we can start the reading of the verses.
Prabhu, you start with the reading of the verses. I've
Sure.
sat in the car. I'm on the way back home, Prabhu. That should
Okay.
take me 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay,
Sorry
Prabhu.
for this. Yeah.
Prabhu, if you are okay, shall we read the purport until the fourth verse, or only the second verse should we read until?
Prabhu, make it first 3 only,
Okay.
because we are going to sit and discuss the 10 themes of Bhagavatam, Prabhu, which is very
ठीक है
important for foundational purpose.
ठीक है Prabhu. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll read.
Yeah.
That because there is no purport for the first and second verse. We'll read the purport
Yeah.
for the third verse.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So I'm just sharing the screen. One moment. Hare Krishna. So can I request Sushil Prabhu to read? So we are starting with chapter 10 of second canto, and this chapter is titled as Bhagavatam is the answer to all questions.
आप श्लोक पढ़ दीजिए ना प्रभु।
हाँ प्रभु, मैं वही कर रहा हूँ। श्री शुक उवाच अत्र सर्गो विसर्गश्च स्थानं पोषणं भूतयः मन्वन्तरेशानुकथा निरोधो मुक्तिराश्रयः.
श्री
Translation.
Sukdev Goswami said, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 10 divisions of statements regarding the following: the creation of the universe, sub-creation, planetary systems, protection by the Lord, the creative impetus, the change of Manus, the science of God, returning home, back to Godhead, liberation, and Samam Bonam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Text number 2. Dashamasya
I will
vishuddhyartham.
attempt, Prabhuji.
Okay. Dashamasya vishuddhyartham.
Sloka also I will attempt, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Very good. Please.
Hare Krishna. दशमस्य विश्रुद्ध चर्थ नवानामिहुलक्षणं वर्णयन्ति महात्मानः श्रुतेनार्धेन चाञ्चजसा. Translation: to isolate the transcendence of the samam bonam, the symptom of the rest are described sometimes by Vedic inference, sometimes by direct explanation, and sometimes by summary explanations given by the great sages. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu. We'll read the verse number 3. भूतमात्रेन्द्रियाधीयां जन्मसर्ग उदाहृतः ब्रह्मणो गुणवैषम्याद् विसर्गः पौरुषः स्मृतः. Uday Prabhu, are you there? You want to read?
Roja, I can read.
Prabhu, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
The elemental creation of 16 items of matter, namely the 5 elements fire, water, land, and air and sky, sound from taste, smell, touch, and the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and mind, is known as sarga, whereas subsequent resultant interaction of the modes of material nature is called visarga. Shall I continue with the purport, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
In order to explain the 10 divisional symptoms of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 7 continuous verses. The first of these, under reference, pertains to the 16 elementary manifestation of earth, water, etc. With material ego composed of material intelligence and mind, the subsequent creation is the result of the reaction of the above mentioned 16 energies of the first Purusha, the Mahavishnu incarnation of Govinda, as later explained by Brahma in this treatise Brahma Samhita 5.47 as follows: यह कारणार्णव जले भाजाति स्म योगा निद्राम अनंत जगदंड सरोमकोपः आधार शक्तिम अवलंब्य पराम स्वामूर्तिम गोविंदमादिपुरुषम तमहं भजामि. The first Purusha incarnation of Govinda, Lord Krishna, known as the Mahavishnu, goes into the Yoga Nidra mystic sleep, and the innumerable universes are situated in potency in each and every hair hole of his transcendental body. As mentioned in the previous verses, Shrutena, or with the reference to the Vedic conclusions, that creation is made possible from the Supreme Personality Godhead directly by manifestation of his particular energies. Without such a Vedic reference, the creation appears to be a product of material nature. This conclusion comes from the poor fund of knowledge from this conclusion come from a poor fund of knowledge, From Vedic reference, it is concluded that the origin of all energies, namely internal, external, and marginal, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as explained herein before, the illusory conclusion is the creation is made by the inert material nature. The Vedic conclusion is transcendental light, whereas the non-Vedic conclusion is material darkness. The internal potency of Supreme Lord is identical with the Supreme Lord, and the external potency is enlivened in contact with the internal potency. The parts and parcel of the internal potency which react in contact with the external potency are called the marginal potency or the living entity. Thus, the original creation is directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Parabrahman, and the secondary creation as a reactionary result of the original ingredients is made by Brahma. Thus, the activities of the whole universe are started. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read the text? Next, you have to read.
Mataji, Radhapat Pankaj Prabhu has said we will try and do 3 verses only now. If time permits,
Prabhu,
we will take.
can I see the 4th verse also, please?
Okay, see, sure. The 4th verse is about Vaikuntha Vijay.
Yeah, proceed with the 4th one also, because this will all fall in one area.
Yeah.
We are going to go through the Goloka chart now. It
Huh.
will be pretty interesting for everybody actually.
Okay. So, Mataji, you want to read the verse or shall I read the verse?
I'll read the verse. Okay.
Okay, good.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
स्थितिर्वैकुण्ठ विजयः पोषणं तदुनग्रहः मन्वन्तराणि सद्धर्मा ऊतयः कर्म वासनाः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ji. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The right situation for the living entities is to obey the laws of the Lord and thus be in perfect peace of mind under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Manus and their laws are meant to give right direction in life. The impetus for activity is the desire for fruitive work. Purport. This material world is created, maintained for some time and again annihilated by the will of the Lord. The ingredients for creation and the subordinate creator Brahma are first created by Lord Vishnu in his first and second incarnations. The first Purusha incarnation is Mahavishnu and the second Purusha incarnation is the Garbhodakshai Vishnu, from whom Brahma is created. The third Purusha avatar is the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, who lives as the supersoul of everything in the universe and maintains the creation generated by Brahma. Shiva is one of the many sons of Brahma and he annihilates the creation. Therefore, the original creator of the universe is Vishnu, and he is also the maintainer of the created beings by his causeless mercy. As such, it is the duty of all conditioned souls to acknowledge the victory of the Lord and thus become pure devotees and live peacefully in this world where miseries and dangers are always in existence. The conditioned souls who take this material creation as a place for satisfaction of the senses and thus are illusioned by the external energy of Vishnu remain again to be subjected to the laws of material nature, creation and destruction. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that beginning from the topmost planet of this universe down to the lowest planet, Patal Lok, all are destructible, and the conditioned souls may travel in space either by good or bad work or by modern spacecraft. But they are sure to die everywhere. Although the duration of life in different planets is different, the only means to attain eternal life is to go back home, back to Godhead, where there is no more rebirth as in the material planets. The conditioned souls, being unaware of this very simple fact because of forgetting their relationship with the Lord of Vaikuntha, try to plan out a permanent life in this material world. Being illusioned by the external energy, they thus become engaged in various types of economic and religious development, forgetting that they are meant for going back home, back to Godhead. This forgetfulness is so strong due to the influence of Maya that the conditioned souls do not at all want to go back to Godhead. By sense enjoyment, they become victim of birth and death repeatedly and thus spoil human lives, which are chances for going back to Vishnu. The deductive scriptures made by the Manus in different ages and millenniums are called Sadharma. good guidance for the human beings who should take advantage of all the revealed scriptures for their own interest to make life successful termination. The creation is not false, but it is a temporary manifestation just to give a chance for the conditioned souls to go back to Godhead. The desire to go back to Godhead and functions performed in the direction form the right path of work. When such a regulative path is accepted, the Lord gives all protection to his devotees by his causeless mercy, while the non-devotees risk their own activities to bind themselves in a chain of fruitive reactions. The word Sadharma is significant in this connection. Sadharma, or duty performed for going back to Godhead and thus becoming his unalloyed devotee, is the only pious activity. All others may pretend to be pious, but actually they are not. It is for this reason only that the Lord advises in the Bhagavad Gita that one give up all so-called religious activities and completely engaged in the devotional service of the Lord to become free from all anxieties due to the dangerous life of material existence. To work situated in Sadharma is the right direction of life. One's aim of life should be to go back home, back to Godhead, and not be subjected to repeated births and death in the material world by getting good or bad bodies for temporary existence. Herein lies the intelligence of human life, and one should desire the activities of life in that way. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much
Hare
for
Krishna.
being.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for the nice reading. And apologies, just went to get my reports, which are good. Thank you for everything. So now, what we are seeing here is the creation part of it, which has been very beautifully explained by the Lord. So what I would do is,
Prabhu, do you want to share or shall I continue sharing?
yeah, I'll just share it, Prabhu.
Okay.
I'm just opening the Goloka chart also, so that it will be referential. Very. So recently, I was working on a presentation which is telling about annihilation. Okay. So we are able to see the presentation can be seen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I can't see that. Have you shared it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, is this networking?
Did you stop the share again?
Yeah, just I stopped it for a second.
Okay.
Now you're able to see, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see, the point what was made that when people think that everything is the inert and everything works on its own, The example over there, Prabhupada says that is poor fund of knowledge. Now the poor fund of knowledge, why it comes that way is because people think, science especially thinks that everything comes automatically. New house, new setup, everything new. इधर बैठो ना. Just close the door. Yeah, just switch on the light. Sorry guys, नया गृहस्थी चालू कर रहा हूँ 55 की उम्र में, so things are just.
Not a problem at all.
It's okay, Prabhuji.
एक थोड़ा सा क्रिएशन सेटअप करने के लिए ये हालत है, और महाविष्णु पूरा का पूरा तामझाम लेके बैठे हम लोगों का. So you can see that how it works. So now, Prabhu, sorry for this delay. So now you see, they say that the Lord is the Karanuraksha Vishnu, he is the Amsha of the Lord. So in Bhagavad Gita 11:42, Ekamshana sthito jagat, that's what Krishna says, that what is the need for you to know everything? Main ek hi jagat, by my one Amsha. And who is that Amsha? That Amsha is this Mahavishnu. Just to recap, I will tell you how it works. You see Radha Krishna here in the Rasa Mandala. From Krishna comes Balram in the form of Sankarshana. And then he expands into Vasudev, Sankarshan. Then you have Pradyuman here and Aniruddha in the north. So this Sankarshan, he is also called Mula Sankarshana, the original Sankarshana. This Mula Sankarshana expands into Sri Narayana. So here you can see this is Lakshmi Narayana in Vaikuntha, and the Lord is sitting over here with Bhu Leela Shakti and Bhu Shakti. So this Narayana again expands into Dvitiya Chaturvyuha, and he is called as Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyuman, Aniruddha. So the top one was Mula Sankarshana, and this gentleman over here is known as Adi Sankarshana in the Vaikuntha. Now when the souls who are in the Garbha of Mahavishnu, they are desirous of getting into the action again. So this Mahasankarshana expands into Mahavishnu. Are we clear until here? Any doubts? Shall I? Yeah.
So can you just repeat that, Prabhuji? I was a little bit not very clear.
Okay, I'll just tell you. Krishna expands to Balram. Balram expands into Adi Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyuman, Aniruddha. Okay. Then the Sankarshan of that one expands into Sri Narayana of Vaikuntha. Again, the
When
Narayana.
you say Sankarshan, it is Sankarshan means what does the Sankarshan
Balram.
mean?
Yeah, this is Sankarshana. Sankarshan is Balram, basically. And in the Vaikuntha, he becomes Ananta, Adishesh, Sheshnath. So he has a personality and he has a act to perform. So he becomes everything of the Lord. So this is Sankarshana. So this gentleman over here is called as Adi Sankarshana. And the one in Goloka is called as Mula Sankarshana. Mula means root and Adi means first. So from Mula Sankarshana comes Sri Narayan, who sits in Vaikuntha with his wife Lakshmi or Sri. And then when he expands into Chaturvyuha, this word Chaturvyuha you must have heard in Vishnu Sahasranam. Okay? So when the procreation has to begin, so this Sankarshan from his body comes Mahavishnu or Karanodakshaya Vishnu. Are we clear until here?
Prabhu, just had one small doubt, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, Prabhu, before Mool Sankarshan, how does Mool Sankarshan come into being from Balram?
Balram expands into Chaturvyuha. From
And
Krishna
where?
comes Balram. Balram expands into Chaturvyuha. Because
Okay.
Balram is everything, Prabhu. Even this Golok Dham, the Sandhini Shakti and the Samvit Shakti, everything is Balram, Shri Balram. The flute of Krishna, the chappals of Krishna, the dhoti of Krishna, the kirit of Krishna, in whatever Krishna requires, then he also expands into his father, mother, the Golok Dham. This entire Golok Dham that you can see is the expansion of Balram as a service to Krishna Prabhu. So that's basically what Balram does. In the Chaitanya Lila, he becomes the Mridanga. In the Chaitanya Lila, he becomes the Mridanga. So everything, even the Adishesh, he's no Shantakaram, Bhujagashayanam. So the Bhujang is what? That is Adishesh, Ananta. So now, when the creation has to begin, you have one more gentleman sitting over here. Can you see this? Ishana?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Ishan is none other than Sadashiv. Ishan is none other than Sadashiv, who's sitting on the northeast part of the Vaikuntha. So this is northeast. So घर में भी आप वास्तु देखोगे तो ईशान is northeast, right? We call Ishaniya. And that comes down to your material world from the spiritual world placement. Because in the spiritual world, everything is placed as per Vastu, the material world also has to be replicated like that. So this Ishan or Sadashiv, at the time of creation, enters into the body of Sankarshana and comes down in the body of Mahavishnu. So this is that Sadashiv Loka for your understanding. Just we have inverted we have only taken that one Ishan Loka and put it over here. So Sadashiv Loka is half. The upper part is in the Brahma Jyoti, this is spiritual. The lower part is in the material world. It is the material Dham. And it is also called Mahakal Dham, and I will tell you what happens over here. So until then, we can just say that Mahavishnu is the creator of this entire material world. So when Mahavishnu comes, at that point of time, a cloud of material world also is generated, which is called as, can you see this cloud? This cloud is none other than, it is called as Pradhan. P-R-A-D-H-N. Pradhan means principle. Okay. But this is inert. Nothing is there in this. The elements that you read over there, the 25 elements, out of which 16 gross elements are there inside this. But this is inert. It is just like you have all the ingredients to cook a food, but everything is lying in the kitchen in the shelf, unless the Grahini does not come and starts mixing it. So it starts with what? It starts with इच्छा. द गृहिणी की इच्छा क्या होती है कि चलो हमारे घर वालों को खाना बना के खिलाया जाए, तो इच्छा है. So that इच्छा शक्ति is there in the गृहिणी. So she converts that into kriya shakti, action. So she starts removing atta, chawal, dal, shakkar, namak, masale, hara masala. So इच्छा शक्ति क्या है? What is the इच्छा? The इच्छा is I have to feed the household members. Kriya Shakti kya hai? Then since I have to feed, I have to act. I have to get into action. But does she have eternal time or she has a timeline? Is it that she can cook in the eternity forever or she has a timeline to follow? 12:30 बजे 12:30 बजे लंच रेडी होना चाहिए, या 6:30 बजे अगर सुबह अगर ब्रेकफास्ट रेडी हुआ तो बच्चे टाइम पर जाएंगे. So she is under timeline. So इच्छा शक्ति, क्रिया शक्ति. Third is Kala Shakti. Third is Kala Shakti. So these three things is there in Mahavishnu also. First is the Ichha. So he is in the Yoga Nidra. When you use the word yoga nidra, what do you understand by the word yoga nidra? Can anybody shed some light? Yoga means what?
Dhyana.
Yoga means to
Join with the God.
joint. Actually, योग means joint. वियोग मतलब दूर हो जाना. योग मतलब join होना, right? योग, वियोग. We understand this, right? So now, when you say yog, it means the Lord is in conjunction with somebody, but you can't see that. That is Rama Devi. So Yog Nidra is basically a spiritual conjugal relationship, which is unseen. So Rama Devi is vanquished into the heart of Lord Narayana, and they are in Yoga Nidra. It's a spiritual conjugal relationship, which is called Yoga Nidra. So then, when the Lord is in the Yoga Nidra, he desires to create. He desires to create. So when he desires to create, immediately Mahalakshmi or Rama Devi comes out of the body of the Lord and stands aside here. Okay? And then the Lord is glancing over Lakshmi ji. भगवान जो है अपनी पत्नी की तरफ देख रहे हैं. So you see the glance? At the same time, because the इच्छा शक्ति जागृत हो गई है, भगवान की इच्छा जागृत हुई है कि जितने भी जीव मेरे गर्भों में अंदर है इधर, उनको एक मौका देना चाहिए अपने आप को सुधारने के लिए. और सुधारने के लिए मौका देना मतलब उनके लिए क्रिएशन करके फिर से उनको उस क्रिएशन में डालना. एंड वहां से लेट मी सी हाउ डू दे फॉलो द पाथ ऑफ मोक्ष. सो वी आर हियर इनटू द गर्भ ऑफ कारण दक्ष विष्णु. सो जब भगवान महालक्ष्मी को देखते हैं तो ही इज कन्वेइंग अ मैसेज थ्रू दिस. ही इज कन्वेइंग अ मैसेज थ्रू हिज. आप देखिए कि हमारे अपने लाइफ में भी कभी कभी हम इशारों में बात करते हैं. पति पत्नी हो, दोस्त हो, भाई बहन हो, या एनी रिलेशन, या वी जस्ट लुक एट ईच अदर एंड इशारे में बात होती है. ओके, सो यार भगवान क्या इशारा कर रहे हैं? माय डियर रमा देवी, वी हैव टू स्टार्ट द क्रिएशन. सो रमा देवी immediately understands that. And what Rama Devi does, she expands into Durga, Maya. So she is the shadow of Durga, or Maya is the shadow of Rama, and Rama comes out of the body of Narayana, and Narayana is looking at Rama Devi, telling her that I want to begin the creation. The moment she understands she wants to begin the creation, she expands her one of the Amsha into Durga Devi. Until now, is it clear here? This line is clear?
One or two
Yeah.
questions basically.
Yeah.
जब ये दो चतुर्व्यूह की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है, मतलब पड़ी है भगवान को, इसका कोई लॉजिकल रीजन है या हमको ऐसे ही एक्सेप्ट कर लेने का है?
नहीं, इसमें लॉजिकल रीजन क्या है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. ये क्रिएशन की एक प्रक्रिया है, ये जरूरत की बात नहीं है. इट इज द वे हाउ इट इज क्रिएटेड. द पॉइंट ओवर हियर इज दैट द क्रिएशन टेक्स स्टेप बाय स्टेप. नाउ दिस वासुदेव संकर्षण प्रद्युम्न अनिरुद्ध जो भगवान के एक्सपेंशन है, they are basically the protectors of the Golok Dham, so that no soul which is not qualified can enter over here. So these are the protectors of the Golok Dham. भगवान को प्रोटेक्शन का क्या जरूरत है is the next illogical question. Krishna is सर्वस्व, but the desire of Balram is what? What is the desire of Balram? तो इसके लिए मैं आपको राम कथा में लेके जाता हूँ. जब रामलीला जब समाप्त हुई और लक्ष्मण और राम जब भी वापस वैकुंठ धाम जा रहे थे, अयोध्या धाम, विच इज हियर, अयोध्या धाम. सो दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम लक्ष्मण टोल्ड रामचंद्र दैट नेक्स्ट जन्म आई विल बी योर एल्डर ब्रदर एंड यू विल बी माय यंगर ब्रदर. सो रामा स्टार्टेड लाफिंग एट हिम. ही सेड, क्यों, मेरी सेवा करते हुए थक गए थे क्या, कि अभी बड़ा भाई बन के सेवा लेनी है मुझसे? तो लक्ष्मण ने बोला कि नहीं भैया, आपसे सेवा लेनी नहीं है. मैंने देखा कि बड़े भाई होने के नाते आपने इतना, मतलब जो द वे ही डिड द मर्यादा and the way he had to suffer everything, Lakshman could not see that. So Lakshman said, all the sufferings will come to me as being the elder son, and then you will be happy, because I do not want in any condition you to have any little bit also of loss of enjoyment. आप सदैव आनंद में, क्योंकि आपका स्वरूप is सच्चिदानंद. So this is the mood of the devotee that he wants to serve the Lord. And in that, Sankarshan or Balram is the topmost. So say Sankarshan said, full protection for the Lord. तो ये जरूरत से ज्यादा इच्छा है, या कृष्णा को किसी चीज का जरूरत नहीं है, वो आत्माराम है. बट ही अलाउज द डिवोटी टू, ओके, जैसे आप, एक बात पूछता हूं मैं आपको, आपके घर में गोपाल जी हैं छोटे से प्रभु, जो है वो लड्डू गोपाल?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
सो उस लड्डू गोपाल को जब आप सेवा करते हो तो किस मूड से करते हो? लाइक योर स्मॉल बेबी?
Yes, Prabhu.
अपना, यू नो ही इज गॉड, बट आपके मन में उसको देख के वात्सल्य भाव उभरता है ना कि ही इज माय बेबी चाइल्ड. स्पेशली सी हाउ योर वाइफ विल डील विद द चाइल्ड.
Yes,
बट इज दिस अ नीड और इज दिस ए भाव?
it's a bhav.
Absolutely. Now you got the point. So same way, Sankarshan does not want Krishna to have even little bit of disturbance in his enjoyment. So Krishna says, so Krishna says, okay, you want to serve me this way? You can serve me this way. So he becomes a protector, and then he expands. Now when Krishna wants to become in Aishwarya Dham, अब ये गोलोक धाम है, when he wants to change his mood, immediately Sankarshan understands that what is the need now. Then he creates a full Vaikuntha. ये पूरा वैकुंठ जो है किसने बनाया है? इस संकर्षण ने बनाया है. एंड देन अगेन व्हाट ही डज, ही एक्सपैंड्स अगेन इनटू द्वितीय चतुर्व्यूह टू एंश्योर दैट लॉर्ड नारायण डज नॉट गेट डिस्टर्ब बाय एनीबॉडी. तो वो उन्होंने एक आवरण बना दिया है. एंड व्हेन द सोल्स हु आर डाउन इन द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड, जिसका रेपिटोर भी यही संकर्षण है, टाइम एंड अगेन ही अलाउज दिस सोल्स टू गिव अ चांस कि चलो एक एनालिसिस हो गया, एक क्रिएशन हो गया, अब ये क्रिएशन के बाद में इनको हम लोगों ने क्या करना है? अगेन एक मौका देना है. सो जब वो मौका देने का समय आता है तो दिस संकर्षण विदाउट डिस्टर्बिंग नारायण expands into the Purusha avatar, which is the first Purusha avatar as Karanadaksha Vishnu, and all those souls who are there, they come over here.
So the Karanadaksha Vishnu is only after the second Sankarshan.
Absolutely.
So after Chaturvyu.
So how it counts is, so you see the step now, hierarchy: Krishna, Balram, Mool Sankarshan, Narayan, Adi Sankarshan, and the sixth is Karanadaksha Vishnu. So see the difference between Karanadaksha Vishnu and Krishna. There are 5 steps to go. And that is what this particular Narayana, Bhagavan says, is Ekamshana Sthito Jagata. This entire material world is just sustained by my one Amsha, and that Amsha is this Karanadaksha Vishnu. And the small Jagat, this is the entire material creation. So he is the Paramatma of the entire material creation. There are 3 Paramatmas, Prabhu. Please understand. There are 3 Purusha avatar: Karanadaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu.
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes, Shirodaksha Vishnu is the Paramatma.
Yeah. So, no, there are 3 Paramatmas, Prabhu.
Okay.
Karanadaksha Vishnu is the Paramatma of this entire material creation, this entire thing का परमात्मा कौन है? कारणोदक्ष है. एक ब्रह्मांड का परमात्मा इस गर्भोदक्ष है, एंड हर कण कण में बैठने वाला शिरोदक्ष है. So Shirodaksha Vishnu is the Paramatma of the sitting in the heart of the soul, and he is also inside the atom. Vishnu, Vishwaka Anu. It means Kan Kan mein Bhagwan. So that is. So first Paramatma is the complete creation का परमात्मा इस महाविष्णु, इस ब्रह्मांड का परमात्मा इस गर्भोदक्ष विष्णु, और इस ब्रह्मांड के अंदर हर चीज के अंदर बसने वाला परमात्मा इस शिरोदक्ष विष्णु.
Prabhu, Shirodaksha Vishnu is also restricted to the Brahmand only?
Yeah, this Shirodaksha Vishnu is only to this Brahmand. Another Brahmand has another Shirodaksha Vishnu. That is the reason when people say that Krishna Vishnu ka avatar hai, then I ask them which Vishnu you are talking about. So then they say, how many Vishnus are there? Well, I said there are millions of Vishnus. और उसका पुष्टि किधर होता है? सुबाल प्रभु, you're there, Prabhu? Subal Prabhu?
Prabhu, sorry, Prabhu, can you repeat?
Subal Prabhu, मला फक्त एक, I just require you to get one picture from the website. You know, the Brahma Vimohan Leela mein when Krishna does a hand like that, and from every Gomata, one Vishnu comes out.
Yeah, okay. Just one.
If you could just plant that picture, Prabhu, just share it.
Sure. Give me one moment. You can continue.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll
हरे
continue.
कृष्ण
So,
प्रभु
Hare
जी,
Krishna. Yeah.
कारण और दक्षाई विष्णु भी एक होते हैं कि वो भी अनेक? ही इज आल्सो लाइक
He is only one.
कारण और दक्षाई इज वन.
Kanurdaksha is one in the Shira Sagara. He is one personality. अगर आप भागवतम के 10th कैंटो के चैप्टर नंबर 88 में जाएंगे तो कारणोदक्ष विष्णु और कृष्ण का संवाद है आमने सामने. एक ब्राह्मण का जो बच्चा बार बार मर जाता है, जन्म होके 10 बच्चे मर जाते हैं ऐसे, तो अर्जुन जो है उसको ढूंढने के लिए जाता है. तो अर्जुन की उसके सीमा होती है सिर्फ स्वर्ग और पाताल. तो देन ही सेज ओके आई हैव टू गिव अप माय बॉडी, क्योंकि वो प्रण लेता है कि अगर मैं बच्चों को ना ला पाया तो भगवान श्री कृष्ण उनको अपने रथ में बिठा के इस ब्रह्मांड से बाहर लेके जाते हैं और कारणोदक्षय से मिलाने जाते हैं. तो कारणोदक्षय के पास वो ब्राह्मण के 10 बच्चे खेलते होते हैं. प्रश्न ये उठता है कि कारणोदक्षय विष्णु ने ब्राह्मण को तकलीफ क्यों दी, क्योंकि नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय. तो उस समय कारणोदक्षय विष्णु की मंशा होती है कि वो कृष्ण को देखे, क्योंकि ही कांट लीव दिस प्लेस एंड गो अप टू सी कृष्णा. दैट इज नॉट इन हिज पावर. So he wanted to see Krishna face to face. So he realized that अगर मैंने ब्राह्मण के बच्चे उठा लिए तो भगवान ब्रह्मण देव आया है तो वो आएंगे, लेकिन भगवान भी जानते हैं कि कारणोदक्ष विष्णु ने क्या किया. सो ही डज नॉट गो देयर. बट वन अर्जुन के ऊपर तक विपत्ति आ जाती है तो देन टू प्रोटेक्ट अर्जुन ही गोज देयर. सो दिस इज सो देन कारणोदक्ष विष्णु व्हेन ही सीज कृष्ण एंड अर्जुन टुगेदर, तो उनको नर नारायण ऋषि के दर्शन भी होते हैं और कृष्ण और अर्जुन के दर्शन भी होते हैं. एंड देन ही टेल्स कृष्णा दैट I always desired to see you. And the Lord said, what Krishna says, it is my saubhagya that you desire to see me. So Krishna still does not reveal his superiority. He humbly says that I am your Amsha. Then Lord Narayana, Karanadaksha says, ये कब से हो गया कि तुम मेरे अंश बने बोल के. We all know who is the Amsha of whom. And then भगवान 10 बच्चों को लेकर के नीचे आ जाते हैं. So there's a wonderful story about this actually, which shows the superiority of Krishna. But it is very much in a Gupta way.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I have
Yeah.
two images. I'll just share the screen. One moment. Na?
I stopped sharing. Oh, yeah, you can share it.
This is the first one. I'm not sure exactly. Is this the one or
No, the second one. This is the first one. Yes, Brahma is chanting. This one. Correct. This is the one.
I'll zoom it a little bit.
Yes. So, Prabhu, you all see now how many Vishnus are there? And who's the creator?
Yes,
Because
yes.
Brahma, actually होता क्या है कि for example, Brahma is seeing that the ग्वालास are झूठे हाथ से खा रहे हैं और वही झूठे हाथ से भगवान को भी रसगुल्ला खिला रहे हैं, कचौरी खिला रहे हैं, समोसा खिला रहे हैं. या तो ब्रह्मा के मन में दुविधा आती है कि इज दिस गॉड? भगवान कैसे खाते हैं? त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि, त्वमेव प्रत्यक्ष ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि, हृदम वदिष्यामि, सत्यम वदिष्यामि, तन्मावतु. सो यू नो दीज आर द मंत्रास. एंड ओम सहस्र शीर्षः पुरुषः. सो हम करते क्या है, यज्ञ कुंड में बैठते हैं, घी लेते हैं, यज्ञ सामग्री लेते हैं और भगवान को खिलाते हैं. तो भगवान जो है अग्नि उनकी जीवा होती है. यज्ञ कुंड में अग्नि उनकी जीवा होती है और जीवों में ब्राह्मण उनकी जीवा होती है. ब्राह्मण मुखमासी. तो भगवान किसके माध्यम से खाते हैं? ब्राह्मण के माध्यम से खाते हैं और अग्नि के माध्यम से खाते हैं. और इधर भगवान किस माध्यम से खा रहे थे? ही वॉज जस्ट ईटिंग डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द झूठा हैंड्स. सो देन कृष्णा रियलाइज दिस. तो उन्होंने सारे गौ माता को उठा लिए, ग्वालों को उठा लिए. तो भगवान ने क्या किया, हर ग्वाला और हर गौ माता को अपने अंश से एक्सपांड किया. सो व्हेन ब्रह्मा सॉ दैट देयर इज नोबडी, बच्चे तो सब मेरे पास ब्रह्मलोक में, तो नीचे कहां से बच्चे आ गए? तो व्हेन ही कम्स डाउन he sees that Krishna is smiling at him. तो वो immediately, Prabhu, can you put that next poster, the one which you showed, the Brahma on the knees of Krishna? Yeah. तो if you go to see, भगवान श्री कृष्ण के हाथ में, प्रभु ये अच्छा ये ऐसा पिक्चर है. ओके. तो भगवान का एक हाथ में दही भात है. कैन यू सी?
Yes, प्रभु.
हाँ, लेफ्ट हैंड में दही भात है. ये राइट हैंड में जो है, एक्चुअली भगवान क्या करते हैं, इधर पकड़ के खड़ा हुआ है, तो उनके बेसिकली राइट हैंड में दही भात होता है और लेफ्ट हैंड में अचार पिकल्स होते हैं, आम का अचार, नींबू का अचार, मिर्ची का अचार, ऐसा. तो इन बिटवीन ईच फिंगर ही इज कीपिंग लाइक दैट, and the Lord is looking at him. So he is licking the dahi bhat and licking the finger and deliberately looking at Brahma and says, you have any problems if I eat like that? Or you think that your perception of the God is what? तो ब्रह्मदेव उनके सामने झुक के बैठ जाते हैं, बोलते हैं मैं क्या परसीव करूं. So then Krishna shows him the other picture. He says, if you feel that this is your perception of the God, these many gods are made by me. But nobody can stop me from licking the fingers and eating it. या अगर कोई किसी और ने भी मेरे मुंह में अगर अपने हाथ से कुछ डाला है तो मुझे वो एक्सेप्टेबल है, बिकॉज आई डिसाइड व्हाट आई हैव टू ईट. जैसे कि शबरी के बेर हुए. या सो द विष्णु पार्ट आई हैव ऑलरेडी कंक्लूडेड. नाउ आई विल जस्ट गो बैक टू प्रभु. द थर्ड वर्स का इसको प्रेजेंट कर दीजिए प्रभु, परपट को. Just present the third verse purport. Yeah. So now it says over here that, the 16 elementary functions of earth, water, air, fire, ether and everything. यहाँ पर बोलता है या कारणा नव जले भजति स्नव योगा निद्रा मनंत जगदंड सरोम कूपा आधार शक्ति अवलंब्य पराम स्वमूर्तिम गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. The first Purusha incarnation of Lord Krishna, known as Mahavishnu, goes into Yoga Nidra sleep, and innumerable universes are situated in the potency and each and every hair hole of the Lord. As mentioned in the word, Shrutena means it's reference of the Vedic conclusion. The creation is made possible from the personality of Godhead directly. Now, see, what is the Shaktis I told you? First is which Shakti? Can you remember what is the first Shakti? Ichha Shakti.
Ichha Shakti.
Yeah, second is
Kriya
Kriya
Shakti.
Shakti. Absolutely. Third is Kala Shakti. Now, these three are the main ingredients to begin the creation. And the moment he thinks like that, you saw the भगवान का तुम लोग ने दृष्टि देखा. दृष्टि से रमा देवी ने समझ गई कि अभी क्रिएशन का समय है, तो उन्होंने अपने शरीर में से उमा को क्रिएट किया या दुर्गा को क्रिएट किया. दैट इज पार्वती. दैट इज वन पार्ट ऑफ इट. द सेकेंड पार्ट इज द सेम दृष्टि. उसके अंदर देयर आर मिलियंस ऑफ पार्टिकल्स, गोल्डन पार्टिकल्स from the drishti, and that golden particles are we jivas. That golden particle are we jivas. So all these jivas is collected by Mahalakshmi. All these jivas are collected by Mahalakshmi. And then what happens? The same drishti converts into Shambhu. So देखिए तीन चीज हो रहा है दृष्टि में. पहले दृष्टि से भगवान लक्ष्मी को बोलते हैं कि आपको करना क्या है. दूसरा, उस दृष्टि के अंदर से क्या निकल रहा है? जीव तत्व निकल रहा है, हम लोग, मार्जिनल पोटेंसी. एंड थर्ड इज आफ्टर द जीवास आर कंप्लीटली आउट, दैट दृष्टि कन्वर्ट्स इनटू लॉर्ड शिवा और शंभु. आर वी क्लियर अंटिल हियर? या
Yes, yes.
Yes, bro.
यहाँ पर it is like it is. So the conclusion comes from the forefront of knowledge, as explained here in illusory conclusion that creation is made by not. No, the Vedic conclusion is transcendental light. So what is the transcendental light? That is coming from the eyes of Mahavishnu. That is the transcendental light. Yeah. So the internal potency of the Lord is identical with the Supreme Lord. External potency is enlivened in contact with internal potency. So internal potency is Mahalakshmi and external potency is Lakshmi Devi, and that external potency is enlivened in contact with internal potency. So are you clear now? Mahavishnu se Lakshmi aayi. Lakshmi is the internal potency, and she creates external potency, which is Maya, and she is enlivened by Mahalakshmi. The parts and parcels of the internal potency which react in contact with external are called marginal potency. We are also the internal potency of the Lord, but vibhinna. If you go to chapter number 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, it says that, what is the verse number 6? I'm just trying to collect it actually. 7.6, it says, Aparayam, it starts with Prakritim Vidhi Mevaram Jiva Bhuta Mahabhav Yedam Dharate Jagat. Yeah. So it says Aparayam Vibhinna. So we, internal potency, though we are the Lord's potency, but we are also called marginal potency. Why we are called the marginal potency? Because we are the children of the Lord, but we are not Vishnu Tattva. We are Jiv Tattva. When Krishna expands into Balram, Balram expands into Narayan, Narayan expands into Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu. These are all Vishnu Tattva. So these are the expansions of the Lord in the same Tattva. But we are the marginal potency. And the original creation is directly from the Supreme Lord or the Parabrahman. And the secondary creation is... So now, three things happen over here. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Kala Shakti. Now when that happens, a cloud is generated. A cloud is generated on the corner of the spiritual world, in one corner of the spiritual world. And what is that corner? Just a minute. The Ishan. This is the corner. Now for understanding this, because it's a two-dimensional sheet, ये जो corner है, इसको आपको समझाने के लिए हम लोगों ने इधर लेकर आ गया. Just for your understanding, that corner is this. And in that corner, one cloud comes. And this cloud is called Pradhan. Then this is agitated by the Lord. How? Through Shambhu. So this Drishti becomes Shambhu. And once he becomes Shambhu, Mahalakshmi hands over all the jivas to Shambhu. And then Shambhu impregnates Parvati. And what comes out of that is the Shivalinga. So Shivalinga is it's a symbol that procreation begins in the material world when the male and the female genitals coincide with each other. So this is how it happens over here. And once Lord Shiva impregnates Parvati, they say that due to the agitation, it becomes Mahatattva. So when Krishna says, Maya Adhyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sacharachara, so people says, and Krishna says that I impregnate the material world. So many people, they ask this question, if material world is Parvati, and if Vishnu is supposed to be the brother of Parvati, how can he impregnate her? Well, he does not impregnate her directly, because Krishna says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtinam matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham teshavavasthitam. I am there in the creation, but I am aloof in my world. So he does not touch the material world at all. He touches her through the glance of Mahalakshmi, and the glance becomes Shambhu, and then Mahalakshmi gives the soul in hands of Shambhu, plus she gives one Trishul. If you remember in one of my classes, I told you that the Trishul stands for past, present, future, the Kala Shakti. That is the reason Mahadev is called Mahakal. Because Kal jo hai inke haath mein hota hai. And he is the one who is the controller of Kal. Shiva is beyond Kal. Rest everybody is under the Kal. Even Parvati, to some extent, has the effect of Kal, because she keeps generating and regenerating again and again. Annihilation and creation. But Shiva, there is no death. He is called Mahamrutyunjay. That is the reason people chant Mahamrutyunjay Jap, because he has conquered the death by the dint of chanting the holy name of Sri Rama. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane Rama Nama Varanana Om Nama Iti. So until this, are we clear, dear? Any doubts?
Very much clear.
Clear. Okay. Now we will just go back to the presentation. I mean to say the chapter number 3, verse number 3 purport. Can someone present it?
Read Prabhu again.
हाँ वो जो वेदा बेस को जरा प्रेजेंट कीजिए प्लीज या परफेक्ट सो यू इफ यू सी नाउ विल जस्ट गो टू टेक्स्ट नंबर 4 just go to text number 4 yeah now the right situation for the living entities is to obey the laws of the Lord and thus be perfect in peace of mind under the protection of the Lord. The manus and their laws are meant to be given the right direction in life. Impetus for the activity is the desire for fruitive work. So now if you see Jivara Swarupa hai Nitya Krishna Das. That is our original position. But somehow we decided to give away with that and make our own life. And eventually we end up doing it miserable. One question I want to ask everybody. When you have a small child, especially पुराने ज़माने में होता था, आजकल तो थोड़ा मुश्किल है, because nowadays the kids are always on mobile. But have you seen the desire of a baby girl who's around 5 to 7 years of age to replicate her mother in cooking? अगर माँ बेलन लेके रोटी बेलती है तो बेटी बोलती है मुझे भी बनाना है. Have you ever
Yes.
seen yeah?
Yes, Prabhuji.
वो एक फीलिंग रहता है. But when she tries and she messes up, what happens next? When she fails, she just says, oh, this is a mess. I don't want it. So then the mother smilingly, she says, beta, you have to grow up to understand that and you have to be in my association and under my training. Then only you will become perfect. Am I right, Sumati Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
अभी यहाँ पर भी क्या बोल रहा है? The right situation for the living entities to obey the laws of the Lord. If suppose that little girl जिसको आप आटा बनाने के लिए देते हो, आप रेडीमेड आटा देते हो, बोले कि नहीं मम्मी मैं खुद आटा गूंदूंगी जैसा आप गूंदती हो. And I am 100% sure that आज तक हमको भी आटा गूंदना नहीं आया. So if I am not in that right situation to obey the laws of the Lord, will I get the desired result of the perfect atta which you have done it, Mataji?
No, Prabhuji.
So this is exactly what Parikshit Maharaj is telling to Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami. They are discussing that the laws have to be there in place, and that laws are given by the Manus to give the right direction of life. So we have something called Manu Samhita. And then what happens over here? Once the material world is agitated with 25 elements, completely agitated, then the Visarga starts. How the Visarga starts? That I will tell you. Here it says that Brahma, the first created by the Lord Vishnu in his first and second incarnation. The first Purusha incarnation, Mahavishnu, second Purusha is Garbhodakshay, and from whom Brahma is created. So you have seen that particular picture, right? Where it says as from the navel of Lord Narayana comes the lotus, and on the lotus is Shri Brahma. Okay. And then Shiva is one of the many sons of Brahma which come from the Brikuti of Brahma as anger. Therefore, the original creator of the universe is Vishnu as Mahavishnu. He is the maintainer created by the causeless mercy. As a Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he again helps in creation with the Brahma. And then as Shirodaksha Vishnu, he becomes the maintainer. The duty of all conditioned souls is to acknowledge the victory of the Lord and thus become the pure devotee. Where the miseries and danger are always in existence. The conditioned souls who take the material creation as a place of satisfaction for senses are thus illusioned by the external energy. So what is the illusion over here? Let me put it as a classic example. How many of you are from Mumbai over here?
Prabhu, we stayed in Mumbai for a long time.
Anybody had the idea of climbing into a Virar train at evening 6 o'clock?
At one point of time, I have traveled.
Any time in Mumbai, if you travel for a morning hours, if you are going from towards South Bombay, and evening time coming to North Bombay, forget which train.
Sir. From Malad going towards Churchgate early morning.
Yeah, getting into the train is itself a nightmare. और वहां जाकर आप अंदर जाने के बाद में 3 people are sitting on the seat and we ask for that little bit of adjustment, the 4th seat. And if you manage to get that, what do you feel? वाह चलो बैठने को तो मिला. वो बैठना किधर है, वो तो ज्यादा पेनफुल है. But what is your thinking? I managed to get some space for me, and you're happy in the train for the next 40 minutes. This is the condition. It says that in this world where misery is, the conditioned soul who thinks material creation as a place of satisfaction for the senses and thus are illusioned by the external energy remain in the subject laws of material nature. So this is the classic example I can give you. Adjustment ke liye kya hai? You're feeling very warm. You try and go and stand in a departmental store. You feel cool for 10 minutes. You feel, wow, this is grace. This is Jannat. This is heaven. But the very thought process that we are in the material world, we are happy, that itself is an illusion. How are you? Fine, thank you. How's everything? Everything is good. आप घर में रात को 9:30 बजे थक हार कर आते हो, घर के बाहर लिखा है home sweet home. Do you really feel sweet when you enter the house? Give me a practical understanding, sir. जिस हिसाब से आप सुबह ट्रैवल करके ऑफिस में गए, वहां पर जिस हिसाब से यू फेस योर बॉसेस, योर एडवर्सरीज, योर कलीग्स, योर कस्टमर्स, bang bang, slam bang, then again get out of the office, get into the train, suffocate in the train. Somebody has not taken bath for 2 days. That stench is there for you to take, and there is nothing you can do about it. And with that, when you come home at night in the 9, maybe the wife will say, "इतना देर क्यों हो गया? क्या कर रहे थे बाहर?" And that is the final nail in the coffin. And still we say, "How are you? Fine, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm great. Everything is fantastic." What is your take on this, Prabhus and Matajis? Make some analysis.
And at that point of time, every question of everyone is really not, we can't hear that. We lose our calm.
Yeah, because what happens is that for that little piece of peace of mind, we go through so much of tribulations. Like one example, I'll put it. I'm trying to just bring it to as practical as possible, that why we need to go by the laws of the God, because they are meant for our improvement and they are meant for our liberation. You just try to understand one thing. You go to Mumbai, you book a flat, 2 BHK flat, 90 lakhs. I'm not telling about South Bombay, forget that South Bombay. I'm telling suburban, Borivali ke aage, Borivali se Virar ke beech mein. And for that 19 lakhs at 12%, you take a 20 years loan from HDFC Bank. And to pay that, then the next 20 years you slog it out, thinking that I'll have some roof on my head. How does it feel? When are you going to do the bhakti? When is the time when you will do and sit and chant your rounds? Because you just have to understand one thing, that it will be so much of pressures, because it is here where miseries and dangers are always in existence. Everything is a temporary setup. So we have to just think in a very wise manner that what suits our nature and how we can follow the laws of the God, which is given by Manus, who are replicated and presented to us by our gurus. When that one day will come, you need to understand that actually. Because recently I shifted back to India. I see there are so many things over here, but still you come into a 2-tier city, there is a little bit of relaxation. And you feel that, you have enough time. Like we have to understand that by illusion, by the external energy, thus they become engaged in various type of economic and religious development, forgetting that they are meant to go back to Godhead. The forgetfulness is so strong that due to the influence of Maya, that the conditioned soul do not at all want to go back to Godhead. By sense enjoyment, they become the victims of birth, of death, and again repeatedly, punarapi jananam, and spoil the human life, which is a chance to go back to Vishnu. Now just see this. This is such a strong statement made by Prabhupada. Why would he make this strong statement? Only for us to wake up from our comfort zone. Jeev Jago. We have to just understand over here that at some point of time, yes, we all have responsibilities, Prabhus and Matajis. We all are responsible to our family members, to our kartavya. But end of the day, it cannot go on eternally. At some point of time, you have to understand that I am meant to go back to Godhead, because in the next Janma, this soul will not be my wife and this soul will not be my husband, and neither this soul will be my son. So this creation and Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam in the next week when I come back, I'll put the how Krishna had to plan for us, the 10 points. It's very, very important. So I'll just conclude the class over here and I'll leave it for a question answer session. Yeah. So we can take some questions and we can discuss a few things. And if there is anything in your mind, let me know. I'll try to give my best possible, try to answer it. Yeah.
Prabhu, these laws are by Manus, but Manus have also come at a later stage, na, sir?
Yeah. As you will see when we go by the procreation, now we are only in Sarga. Raw material ready हुआ है. अभी वो raw material को Brahma, our engineer, is going to make into Visarga, secondary creation. And then the Manus come, the laws come and everything come from. Definitely that way.
बट आपने जो चतुर्व्यूह दोनों बताया वो आज तक समझ में नहीं आए थे। हम समझते नहीं थे कि क्यों 2 बार चतुर्व्यूह बोलते हैं, मतलब उसका रीजन क्या है।
In every creation, Prabhu, you will find a Chaturvyuha taking care of the Lord's central area, which is the Garbhagraha. It is the reason is that I should be able to serve the Lord. भगवान को कोई तकलीफ नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा होता है. So that bhava of Balram is so powerful that he keeps on expanding, Ananta eternally keeps on expanding. कि कृष्णा को कोई तकलीफ नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay. So if no doubts, then we can close the session for the day. And keep your doubts ready for the next week. We'll be going more in detail actually.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Subal, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you for joining everyone.
प्रभु आप सेटल हो गए उधर में? ठीक से.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
अरे नहीं, सेटलमेंट चल रहा है, अभी तक पूरा नहीं हुआ है.
अच्छा.
बस हो जाऊंगा अगले 15-20 दिन में. Yes, Subal Prabhu.
I was just wondering, such a great topic this was, and nobody has any question. So actually, ऐसा मौका कभी-कभी मिलता है. We should ask questions, get more details.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one small question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, in that Goloka chart, what those lotus petals represent? Does it represent a planet?
Yeah, the entire lotus is the planet of the Lord.
No, that each petal represents something, or?
Yeah, each petal is the place of the Lord where his अनुयायी stay. भगवान के जितने भी अनुयायी है सबको एक एक पेटल दिया गया है. हमारे लिए भी एक है, लेकिन हम अभी तक गए नहीं हैं.
मतलब वो एक different planet होता है within that, huh?
Yes, there is a different planet in the Goloka. Next week I will just take more concentration on that, and then you will understand the Sarga and Visarga both.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amit, for the question. Subal, don't worry, we will push them for more questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Always a wonderful class. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all for joining. Let's chant the Vaishnava prayers before we leave. Vancha kalpa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavebhyo vaishnavesyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you very much.